like getting letters? You know, it might feel like a lost art because the ways that we communicate have changed a lot over time, but letters can come in many different forms and many different platforms. Whether it's a personal letter in the mail or it's an email, a text, or a snap, whatever that is, it's what my kids tell me. These are all ways for us to respond to somebody with information. In the Bible, there's a spiritual practice of writing letters. It was important for many, many reasons. First of all, as someone like Paul would demonstrate, letters would help him stay in touch with the new communities of believers that he had met. Letters were also an important way for him to communicate words of encouragement and to inform and to care for others. Even in the Old Testament, letters were a critical way to provide guidance and care. The prophet Jeremiah, during the Babylonian exile, sent a letter from Jerusalem to the remaining elders who were among those in exile. And so in Jeremiah 29, he wrote these words of encouragement. He told them to build houses and to live in them, to plant gardens and then eat what they produce. He spends time telling them to take up a family and to build multiple generations. And then finally he says, seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you into exile, and then pray on its behalf, for in its welfare, you will find your welfare. You know, for those who are in exile, thinking that they might return to Jerusalem someday, that message would convey a word of stability and hope. They might read that letter and think, wow, even God is sending us into this place to make a home. And that the more that we care for each other and the welfare of each other, the more that this place is going to care for us. If sitting down to write a letter is too ambitious of a step for you, be intentional with a thoughtful text or an email to somebody on your mind. Think of the ways that we communicate as an extension of our faith and that we are bringing a good word to the person receiving it. Are we expressing our care and compassion even through the words that we write or type? Are we ambassadors of God's grace? Sharing through written communication is a spiritual act, and it can be uplifting to those who receive, but you might just find that it brings some spiritual value as you give as well.